Hey you guys, so I have been wanting to continue to share my story, but it has been really hard because I just kept asking myself, like, where do I start? What is my story? I guess I keep asking myself, like, what really is my story? Like, if emotions, if my mood, if my low self-esteem, if my perception of my life has drove me here, right? Because I know if you're not aware of how strong emotions and moods and your thoughts drive us to illness, this might sound a little weird, but it isn't, because right now, like, all the information, all the videos that I see on YouTube is about confirming this. Is about confirming how much we're driving ourselves to illness right now. And sometimes I feel a little ridiculous telling my story and start talking about how hard I've made my life. I feel a little ridiculous talking about it, but I know for some reason I feel like He, our Lord, our light source, has laid it out for me to process my story out loud for you, because He knows that I don't. There's a part of me that isn't ashamed by where life has led me, or where I allowed life to lead me to. Right. So I am finally putting in place services and resources that I need in order for me to start healing, like doing real healing, like resting and taking care of myself and not feeling guilty that my kids are not being played with. I had to really come to terms as to why it's been so hard for me to take care of myself. Like, I really had to come to terms with the fact that, like, there's no other explanation but just me being so disconnected from myself. You can call it depression, if you need a label. But the way that I see it is, I am disconnected from myself. I've been disconnected from myself. And I'm trying to discover why, and I think that the only way that I can figure out where I've disconnected so much from myself, from believing that I can put these services in place so that I can heal guilt-free. Like, the things that are stopping me from doing the things that I know that, like, inside of me, we all have that intuition that says, hey, maybe today you're feeling better, you need to do this, right? And I always have a voice behind me that tells me either I can't do it because somebody told me that an all alkaline diet is what's going to heal me. But my body's asking for something different. My body's asking for chicken soup because I was raised on chicken soup. And so these little struggles, and even though it might seem little, I feel like I need to make it public to acknowledge how these little things are stifling us. These little things stop us from doing the things that we need to do to take care of ourselves, right? Because when my body is asking for something, it's because my body is asking for it. It knows what it wants. If it wants freaking chicken soup, then I have to compromise with my body and maybe not eat the meat, but give it what it wants. So I want to process with you guys how I got so disconnected with myself, with my voice inside of me, why I still give it power even though practically I was on my deathbed. How I still ignored my voice inside of me even though that is what's going to save my life. The more that I learn about that voice inside of us, the more that I know that that's the voice that God gave us so that we can learn how to navigate this world. And if we're not listening to that voice inside of us, then the one that's trying to help us, then it's like we're going to be walking in mud through this world. So I feel like I'm freeing myself. I am freeing my inner demons by speaking about these things out loud, because I know that these demons don't only just live inside of my head. I know they live inside of your head, and they stop you from doing the things that you want to do that'll make you happy. Because chicken soup makes me happy. Hello, Lisette, inside of there. Chicken soup makes you happy. You don't have to eat vegan food all of the time. You can eat vegan food and chicken soup. But honestly, if I don't say these things out loud, the voice inside of me overpowers me, and it paralyzes me into believing that I need vegan food. And now the depression, the disconnection, I call it disconnection. That disconnection makes that voice inside of me win all the time. And it says, you know what, I'll just sit here hungry, maybe eat a couple things that I don't really like, because I know that this is what's saving my life. But in reality, my body is asking for a couple of things. It needs warmth. It needs that liquid gold, juice from the chicken. It needs those things. For some reason, that's how my body heals. And I keep denying it, and I keep denying it. And so last night, my back gave out, and I was trying to blame everybody but myself. This is hard talking about it, because in all reality, if I really look at my life, it's me who keeps stopping myself from enjoying my life. It's me. Like, my story is gonna go into how miserable I was during quarantine and probably why I got so sick. Because if we are really, because I feel like 2021, what's going to happen is we're going to uncover all of that emotional trash we've all been accepting for ourselves. For some reason, that's what the pandemic has opened up. That can of worms is we're not taking care of ourselves. Why aren't we taking care of ourselves? Well, let me tell you something. I am discovering that one of the reasons why we're not taking care of ourselves is because of the things that we've been told as little kids. And I think one of my biggest fears as far as sharing this part of my story is because I don't want to make it seem like I'm blaming my mom, or I'm ungrateful of my family, or I'm ungrateful of the family that God gave me. Or I don't want you to feel ungrateful about the family that God gave you, or the people that He has put in your life for you. The more I'm understanding about everything, about my life, and how I'm reflecting on everything, that our family members or our friends were brought here for a reason. Like, it's really for us to learn about ourselves, and for us to break those generational curses, those things that don't work in the past, to get rid of those and to try new things. But it's hard. It's hard when you feel like you have to honor your family. It is hard to think outside of the box when you have to honor your family, when even the Bible says it, right? So when we do anything outside of that, it's like I'm not honoring my parents, I'm not honoring God, and we're completely ignoring our inside of ourselves. I think that's what scares me about talking about how I got here, because I know how I got here. And because I know how I got here, I feel like I'm lifting the blame from the outside world, and it makes me even more paralyzed inside, because all of the crap that has happened in my life, I'm now seeing it as me causing it towards myself because of my own disconnection towards myself. Because if I was more connected with myself, like, I would have probably healed much quicker from the cancer. But because now I feel like I'm using it as a crutch to kind of communicate my needs, okay, that's what I'm doing, in all honesty. I mean, I don't think I'm consciously doing this, but as I speak about it out loud, and I know that a lot of the hardships I'm really causing it on myself, because I'm not able to communicate my needs. Like, it is so hard for me to communicate my needs. Like, right now, one of my biggest need has been to just sleep. To only sleep, because I've increased my intake on the cannabis. I've increased my natural treatments, right? Excuse me. And all of that makes me tired, and for a good reason, right? Because when you sleep, you're actually recovering. Your body is actually healing the most. So naturally, and it's funny that I'm saying this out loud, which is probably why I need to do this, but naturally, your body will want to shut down and go to sleep. So I've been sleeping for the past like 2 to 3 days. And anybody who makes me feel bad about it, it's hard for me to get angry now because of the cannabis, and because I'm learning that I cannot live in anger, like, not anymore. And so it's even hard for me to get angry, and when I do, it sounds very forced. But anyways, 2 days ago, if owner said something about, because he's overwhelmed. It's hard for me to even explain this to my family members, because they're like, there's 2 of you. But I'm like, he's done. I totally get him. He's done. But when I'm overwhelmed and he's overwhelmed, we just don't know what to do with it. Anyway, so 2 days ago, I'm sitting here, like, making it hard on him and making it hard on me, when all along I should have known I just need to sleep, and maybe we need family members to come and drop off some food. But it's like so hard for me to admit that. It is so hard for me to admit how weak, and it's not even weakness, it's just my body needs to heal. But do you see that disconnection? Do you see that disconnection? And it's because of how I've been raised, and I don't blame them. I do not blame my wonderful, beautiful family trying to do their best. But we've been raised, I have a family, I have a really strong family. We're a family that came here as immigrants. And my grandmother, probably both of my grandmothers, have ingrained in us that we have to work in order to survive. And I am still in their wavelength, that survival means work, and that means I'm in survival. And that message keeps being sent down to me over and over. Like, we have lived in survival mode forever, me and my family. It didn't matter if we had nice homes, because we did. It didn't matter if we had nice cars, because we did. It didn't matter if my dad had a business that was booming, because he did. We were still in survival mode. My family, and this is what makes it hard about me sharing my story, because it's like I'm gonna be putting my crap out there. And you know what? One thing that I was thinking about last night, in order to protect myself, I might have to make some shit up because I'm not gonna tarnish my family and just to help everybody heal, because I'm doing this to help to unleash your own demons, especially immigrant families, man, because I feel like we came here to work, and it's like we're still in that mode, like we have to work like slave work. You have to work, like you're working only 8 to 9 hours a day. Like, bro, I just worked 48 hours. That's the type of survival mode that I grew up in. And when you grow up in that survival mode, it it just you're not allowed to get sick. You're not. I mean, I know that when I've called out to, for like internships, jobs, I would hang up that phone feeling like my heart was broken for them. Like, I know I'm putting so much work on them now. And that's my first instinct. Is I know I've just added a whole bunch of crap to them. I need to hurry up and get better, and I've never stopped and allowed my body to just rest and heal. Never. And so if I'm talking about my story and I give out a little white lie, I don't care. I'm not tarnishing myself or my family, but I am going to talk about my story, and I am going to talk about my ancestors and my grandmother and all the information that I know that I have that is helping me understand why things have become the way that it is, and how I'm working on rewiring all that crap. Because no, we shouldn't be in survival mode anymore. We need to figure out how we can live in a time where we're enjoying stuff. We're enjoying food, and we're not waiting for the weekend to enjoy a good meal, right? We have to go back to learning how to enjoy life and how to respect our needs as people, as individuals. And mine is that I am taking a lot of cannabis. My body is literally in repair mode right now, and for some reason I'm ashamed of that. My body is in repair mode right now, and I just need somebody to make some meals for my family. And I am admitting it out loud now because I'm starting to admit it to my family. And of course, they're like, okay, of course we'll come and bring you some meals. But in my head, I had to fight a battle to even get here, to admit that I need more than just 3 days. I need a lot of time. I need a good amount of time. I'm not going to take your time. I think I really am going to post this. I want to wish everybody a Happy New Year's. The whole purpose of me posting is to hopefully actually enjoy a year, to learn how to enjoy a year. The whole purpose of this, and it's so funny, my YouTube page and my Instagram page is all manifesting to where my life's purpose is now. It's like to learn how to spark our joys, not just my joy, but our joys. Bye guys, like and subscribe and do all that cool stuff, because I'll keep posting and talking truth.